When is the right time to step off the board of directors? I get asked this question all the time, and I'm often talking to people about their board careers, and I'm seeing their current board portfolio and seeing a lot of unpaid board work and a lot of activity, but not necessarily a lot of achievement. So, first and foremost, the number one reason you would be exiting a board is that you're just genuinely not adding value. The value is not appreciated, or you're not adding value for whatever reason. That value proposition is just not quite right. I'm very quick to get off boards where I'm not adding value and it's not really working well for all the parties. Don't hold on to a position longer than you think you have to, just to clock up some time. The sooner you exit, the better. Secondly, and this is probably even more important than the first point, is whenever there's anything ethical that's keeping you awake at night, any shades of grey, any concerns about the direction that the business is heading in, anything that you're not comfortable with, anytime you're being asked to do something you're just not comfortable with, signing off on things that really shouldn't be signed off on, or aware, or you become aware of problems in an enterprise, that is absolutely exit stage left as quickly as you can in those scenarios. It can come back to bite you, holding on or hoping for the best, or, giving people the benefit of the doubt. In my experience, has really not played out very well. So as soon as you see any kind of hallmark signs of bad behavior, things that you're not comfortable with, things that you wouldn't do yourself, even if it's down to just simple things like how a founder talks to a colleague or how they treat an individual. Things like that can be the triggering point where you start to think, oh, well, this just isn't quite right. This is just not something I'm comfortable with. So anything ethical that is keeping you awake at night, if you're going away and worrying about something or playing something over and over in your mind, absolutely a sign to get off the board. And then the final point is probably a little bit controversial, but I'd be saying get off the board if you're unpaid. So I have, 100% seen a time and a place for volunteerism. And I think there's a lot of organisations that really would not survive without volunteer board members. And I understand that. But there is a real tipping point happening in the board director community at the moment. It is not cheap or easy to become qualified to be a board director, to stay current. You're literally looking at, tens of thousands, if not 100,000 plus, in fees to keep yourself current as a board director if you really want to operate at the top of the game. You can't afford to do a lot of unpaid work. So if you do unpaid work, be really clear about what you're doing, why you're doing it, how long that time commitment's going to be for. Serve, give, by all means, but don't develop a board portfolio with multiple unpaid board roles. I see time and time again, particularly female candidates come to me and they've got all of these unpaid board roles, hoping that that's going to lead them down a pathway of a commercial board portfolio. So that is another key reason why I would be getting off the boards if you are unremunerated, and if you yourself are feeling anything, anything that's bothering you. If you think, oh, I can't be bothered going to that next board meeting, it's an unpaid gig, I'd be better, my time would be better served somewhere else. These are the signs, these are the internal clues that it's time to move on. Resign graciously, speak to the chair, express your viewpoints if you need to, but and always try, if necessary, to try and find a replacement board member. I've done that many times, particularly in the not-for-profit space, to make sure that there's some continuity if I've had to exit a business. But be really clear about the times that you need to exit from businesses, and always keep a really close eye on your overall business reputation, and certainly avoid any of those ethical situations where you could be getting into scenarios that could have ramifications for your own reputation.